Emuti saying
Idi kama minchia with you for ina no pai. Nyomwa omo here on your Facebook stream. We dey for the becha kakra. Say menya some small flu but would manage. Don't be kwabenya. Indeed, let me also take the opportunity chair Constituency Executive Committee of the NDC here in Domi Kwabenya. Minimum one assume constituency in this for some time now, and they are doing very well. Domi Kwabenya is doing very well, and of course, from the last election, Bibia Edi Dance here say the party is doing well here. Akunya Yanyeda, you see, I mean, we say. Miamini Aba Faustina Edipil Makurugu. She's a member of parliament for Domi Kwabenya. It's a great feat that we achieved here. Dodona na Nyumpo Sebetinya Banasa. I've been on several platforms, for the past 6 years. So can be I said Domi Kwabenya the MPP here. But Nyamin Chad
much me attending the tables around.
My pa, yeah. I mean, since 2020, followed through Sahara Bepum 2024 na Nyamin Suton Supaguswa and Aminuka say we have a member of parliament for the first time here NDC ni Domi Kwabenya. So Ubisa, I would say it's all well and good. And we've put in a lot. Enough from Domi Kwabenya is the biggest constituency in the country. So working here politically in Nyagro.
So you agree with your member of parliament how people ascribe it to him say Oka said the constituency is that big and
it's way belated. I mean, you look at other constituencies who are represented in parliament and no offense to anybody. I mean, some people go to parliament with less than 50,000 votes. In Domi Kwabenya, you can still get 50,000 and not win the seat.
Okay.
So by extension, with regards to the numbers, it is justified. And then also with regards to, the size of the constituency in Ankasan, it is justified to just, split it. Indeed, Udika and Yonunkwana, Kansa. I mean, a lot of people have advanced this same argument for some time now. I'm hoping that, of course, the Electoral Commission must come in. They must put in that kind of structure to get it done. Exactly. So some Ben is idea, no problem. But I think it's just too huge for one person to handle. Mekai, during the campaigns, at least I've been active since 2010. It's no joke. By the time you finish going around Domi Kwabenya, others don't have this sheer size. With regards to even numbers and the geographical size. And I think it's well overdue. It's about time. Before the next election and Kabebwa.
By some few weeks, your member of parliament will be 1 year in office since the day she was voted for. So, assuming 4 years now, will the NDC maintain this seat?
Definitely the NDC will maintain Domi Kwabenya. I have no doubt about that. Your Modembo from 2020 was rewarded in 2024. It tells you, sir, the party has been moving on a certain, trajectory. I say, but of course, to a great extent, it will depend within the next 4 years, as you just said. And rightly so. I mean, I do not think she would just want to serve one term. Timothy Bondi, I mean, she should do her best as member of parliament.
Because the constituency is predominantly MPP. From the time when you take constituency till 2024, and I'm to me just sit in a free MPP for him. And somebody who say predominantly MPP. Now, at the end, I'm a member of parliament 1 year because look, truth is one. See, a phone lines, people who call from Domi Kwabenya constituency will tell you, one, that Omo MP, Omo Hono. Two, is that they have so many issues in the constituency and they have nobody to vent it to. omo kwan aboko before befro and ya kwan omo say pantime baby and people will call you and complain about their rules. What have you done in this few months being in office between the MP and the assembly collaboratively? Matumi ya obetumi aka say enkrofon be hweso aka say okay, this is something different from what Adwoa Safwa used to do. And so based on this we will give you a second chance.
The past, you mentioned collaboration with the MC.
Yes.
Now, the member of parliament is a lawmaker representing young persuasion. I don't know. Tini DNS, Nasha Bedroom, no see ye body near Bodomi Quabinia, best original Wamay. Or how be a wahabia or so, no deco. Number 2, the real agent of development is the assembly. With the MC and the DNU.
That is right.
Beautiful. So MP bear na femu die. Or come Rashe Bedwemu. Ya say Domi Kwabenya for in was original. Or how ben na wo mo. And now the minister ba begina ho. You be some the questions. Minister of Roads. Or best original ho ken. Say Minister Mr. Aboko bi kwan nye. For a very long period now. Look, the problems that persist now be line now. People will talk about problems that have existed for the past 20 years. Inti nyenne ana afi we nkwa
and a problem nearby.
Exactly the point. These problems have persisted.
Yes.
Check. Empire ye born say ebedu mrebi no nanka ya eden will be able to solve a lot of them. Nanka do na ye fiwo. Now we have a new member of parliament on a new ticket. NDC ticket. Now buying so na eden and I was so. Inti any day, anytime, she can walk to any minister's office. Minister for Roads, Mr. Bebuame. Give me a few allocations of their war budget. Now, and all that. So, on her side, about her visibility, I spoke about. She may appear, maybe our Taifa, don't make any Abokobi. But now, within the period, the question we should ask is that is it possible for her to do entire Domi Kwabenya within just a period of less than a year? Is it possible? How is she accessible? She has an office for actual Papa Junction as well. Meaning, if you're aware. So these are some of the channels through which people can, get through to her. If you have pressing issues because she has an office, you can get through to her, through that. Papa or how will be you can present it and then she will get to hear of it. Once she has heard of it, on only the NSS, she will then follow it up to the right, the quarters, channel it through. See, on the Minister of Roads, budgetary allocation for roads, maybe inner roads and all those major roads and all those kind of things. What has been allocated? It is from that point that she will also be able to get something and bring here.
Yes.
When it comes to hospitals, she can lobby for other people, not necessarily even Ministry of Health. If you are too crying, or call contact Holland, anywhere, the UK, US.
Yes.
Some people want to come and help establish maybe a hospital, a children's hospital in Domi Kwabenya. She can do that. Somebody wants to come and establish a factory or something through her own lobbying and ingenuity. She can also do that.
Yes.
So the question we should ask is this: there's a basic principle. Say 4 years, my boy. Now the principle of the axe and the tree. Axe when the tree idea.
Kuma.
You're 10 minutes. You're my Kuma. Say we see we is from somebody who use 9 minutes. So 9 minutes or the best thing Kumanano. Ama anuna den ayenam. Kumanano yenam. That's how this is in less than a minute you can bring that tree down. By the Kumanama, na say anu now pay that prayer now this is more than 10 minutes no now good. So she has 4 years. It could be a matter of strategy. Ebia obwabwa ne ho ano. maybe she's made some overtures to some ministries, some other agencies, multinationals, and all those kind of things. Maybe me here, children's hospital, me here, basic school blocks, me here, we ni say. Then they'll also take it into consideration. So, okay, a mere way say mono, a bit me abeding, within which period? Until it's up to her to do all these lobbying, put it together. Maybe before you know, in her third year, she would have put all these things together and you see visible structures. Are you with me? Until MPBR one strategy. Others have started certain things. There are some person be one man or however one is different from other persons.
That is right.
You know, let's take the Galamsey, areas for it. We are MC and not MP one man was mono. Because the cost no say quiet, say issue, my boy. So a hot na immediately what attention bedding. The little resources you put together, no, a hot now the bedding,
but look
at it is peculiar. Look
at this from this way. Obi Ohwa in this constituency, John Dramani Mahama, Rabba constituency by campaign when Honoda. It was the MP, and the core various houses.
Definitely.
Vote for me, and when she's telling you vote for me, she will give you reasons why you should vote for her.
Definitely.
And Odu, your friends Aboko bin Nashes, utu abamamia, Meshase Mwakwan, ye betumi ayem. It is based on that contract in Crawford what Dom Kwabenya voted for her to become a member of parliament. And for the people of Kwabenya, Omunimo be apart from the
member of parliament,
member of parliament.
Rightly so.
The MC is not being voted for. It's been appointed until more money. No, na uba if you be catch us here, two abanima wa obey say. Don't you think that say unwedrianea and the people are agitated and asking you what are you doing for us? It is incumbent on you to tell them what you have started doing and giving them hope that we asi here maybe in a month or 6 or 1 year or 2. This and this and this is what I will be doing for you, and this is how it will materialize. Don't you think that will be the way forward?
Rightly so. So it's a matter of communication. So most of our ministers these days, Kakra, they have a forum. They go and they come and then address the country. Case in point, Attorney General. If there are cases out here and all those kind of things. A member of parliament can also seize the opportunity. Yavan said, "Momusei muha, you are in Domi Kwabenya." Obetimia, apemre, a media engagement. Because Obefi Hanu Naso Kasa, Dodona, iti or Domi Kwabenya Hanu, do hear what she say. And of course, there are several platforms who are around.
Yes.
So there can't be that kind of media engagement. I'm not too sure of her. I tell you, in Shishawa for the year. Say Ibia by close of the year, she may do that media engagement and all that, so she can reach a lot of people at the same time. Mind you, she's supposed to be in parliament. She's a member of a number of committees. In the parliament in committees were also heading or some. Nina Jibre. Naturally, she would have to put some, plan in place. Say by such a time in the year, now say you were quite a cry then. So I'll take the opportunity or I'll seize the opportunity to do a media engagement, which will move faster. Because so the 1 month cry 18 in the next 2 or 3 years, may say one year parliament for a whole month. So it's basically a matter of strategy. You must bring the people along. Communication is very, very key. And I'm particular about that, but basically because that's my field. He said, "You will be and I'm more to be Obama, one will soon say, one I was mammy. Me call and say a hot year. Me modern bonus to see an aqua Yasha me boss by this time and such time, Aboko be a beer. Yabaye, yabaye, say hospital, babaha. Basic school blocks week and so babaha and all that. It is up to her to put that plan together and know when to come and engage the constituents. See, if you are best call, door to door and house to house in Ibiuma, which I feel may be, practically impossible. It will be more effective, say, obe use media platforms. it's easy that opportunity to do that. So
let me ask you this question, because you are an insider. We are party in the constituency. What is the relationship between the party chairman Lamte, the secretary, and now all the MC position and the MP?
Well, these are very personal questions. So the best people to answer these questions are the individuals we've mentioned. But to the best of my knowledge, the CEC, led by the chairman, our secretary also, a woman, and then the member of parliament currently, who was an aspirant then, worked together to deliver the seat and to also deliver votes that took John Mahama to the Jubilee House or Flagstaff House, whichever you want. So if that kind of relationship has resulted in this kind of achievement, I would want to believe that things are cool. But interpersonal, in some dear nenechina metimi we nyasem bia wa ya madam for pa ba bia nenechina bibi kakre betimi ai den abefa yentem. It may not mean that endlessly we are going to remain like that. No. There is one thing, we don't have to even be friends to work together. If you have made say only be a fine one year, and you be a never done for. So people necessarily do not have to be friends to work together. They may have variance in ideas. If I mean, we can't all reason the same way and all that. There may be a few differences and all that. So when it comes to matters of relationship with I think especially the personal ones in the year, I feel we should go easy on it. Because next fine. But we want my thing. But the question we should be asking is this: how is it affecting?
That is where I am development the conversation to. That the governance architecture now, most of the time see a true Abamawa in the constituency, the party chairman, the secretary, the DCE, the MP. If these people who seems to be the head of the executive, the head of the legislature, and then the party that give birth to the government, if there is a cordial relationship, if there is a good working relationship, you see a very quick drive of development in the constituency. Where there seems to be a bit friction between the MP, DC, chairman, then a kind of we're working against way, then you see a bit. It is the reason why I want to ask you that looking at the time our common fund the buy vis-a-vis and normal yes so far ni baby ya babedru na. Are you pleased with the level, the speed of development?
So the MPs part of the common fund. Eba ni dimu. But the other bay no. On the assembly for Neden, let's not see for the execution. They all arrive at editum so okay, Yamfanche had and all that. She may want to seek maybe the party, which is the CEC, a drink FID development and all those kind of things. So she may want to do that. Because some of the MPs naturally though or your MP for Dominic Abinyana, but you have a responsibility to the party also. Because the party gave you the platform to contest and go to parliament. Indeed, you stood on the ticket of the party.
Yes.
Basically it's inherent. Eba wow MP nankasa. Say one sees in front of the bed eba kama.
Yes.
Because they run the party here in the constituency. You are getting it. Indeed, they are representing the party that gave you the platform. I mean, Kanasa.
They are 50% determination as to whether you win or you lose.
Party ne ma wakunya na ujina so I would call parliament. CEC for no. Party na name they run the party.
Yes.
So it is in the best interest of every MP to have a good working relationship with the CEC. Of course, there could be frictions and all those kind of things. Before the elections, there were some of those things with some NDC constituencies. But by the time we were getting to the election, they had closed ranks. regardless of in seminar they closed ranks, they went into the election and they won. So for me, what is key and very important is regardless of personal frictions and all those kind of things, are we concentrating on or focusing on the work we've been asked to do? Because he's, you're to Obama. What about your MP and then so you were also elected by the same, people. So you have the mandate of the party.
Yes.
I should be also say Obesun party, No, as I soon don't make for as MP. See if one of the one should be down, Susan said, on my party ma. I would make a party man, so I never wow, MP, no. A boy, I'm wide, will campaign, you will be, I said, by your Obesan parliament view. You are getting the whole point.
Yes.
So, like I said initially, everybody needs everybody. Say, it is the biggest mistake any leader can ever do. Because you don't have to be friends with people to work with them.
And something that's not happening in Dom Kwabenya.
What's it?
And see what Dom Kwabenya.
And I'm saying, maybe in the course of a Jumana, maybe I may feel so. You may feel otherwise.
Yes.
But at the end, we may have to reach a compromise. And for me, that happened in 2024. That is why we won Dome Kwabenya. And we gave John Mahama enough votes to be able to also, go to the Jubilee House. So if you ask me, say the 18 year in the 2024 campaign, then we don't have a problem. Then the personal issues will not even matter in the first place.
Okay.
You are getting the point? Because say we home po, and I still like 18 year then a year Juma dear winning seater. Definitely. As any panic. So eventually, if they close the ranks further, personal issues if you want to man, I think we'll continue winning Dome Kwabenya. You are getting the point.
Okay.
So for me, that's why I stand on this matter.
Okay.
Acquire, definitely there'll be, frictions here and there and all that. It's normal.
The MC Honorable Ago.
Yes.
The speed of development. I think that when I came, one of the things Atomic Rudy. Opa body ameche asori no kakra ko edima no bi ba be sisters bi wo ho. In fact, investigations so far na Daniel akwana o petition me Chief Justice na di no. The petition no succeed ono na o sister no. We lamented about this several times and hu say makwa demolition. Last week we were dealing with some of the issues relative to the drinks. What has the drinks are choke near the other. You can't who say almost started a year Jumani. But looking at Dom Kwabenya said yet the speed, the fast set your friends said drip machines near the other. Now we share the enclave as we have it. And the speed at which the MC is going, are you satisfied?
Dome Kwabenya is the largest in numbers and geographically also.
That's right.
Inti Yamfa, one of those other small constituencies. Whatever they have is the same thing Dome Kwabenya is having.
That's right.
Inti Bia Okohonoma, the smaller constituencies, they might be moving with the speed of light.
But all fans are different from Modiano. When it comes to the district assembly common fund, they are not equal.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying is that you are talking about the speed of work.
Yes, yes.
So more like response to complaints say acquire wahanye drip machines were so how do we go about it? Drip machines, they are just machines. They must be fueled. Manpower must be engaged. And we have more issues here in Dome Kwabenya, especially with our roads, than other constituencies.
That is right.
So you may not see the same speed or more model corner as a they may do the same number of kilometers. It could be a big impact there. But here in Dome Kwabenya, it will be a drop in the ocean.
That's right.
One here, I say, meanwhile, no, would you grade acquiring bear 2, 3, or maybe even 4 times more than the smaller constituencies?
Yes.
So when it comes to response time and speed, of course, there may be variants depending on where you are, observing from.
Yes.
And there may be two. Could it be better? Of course, yes. Can we work faster? Of course, yes. Can we access more funds to be able to work faster? Of course, yes. Nina is about approach. Like I said, no, obi or galamsey constituency no, on only focus. And to say, yeah, you want to make they may have bad rules there too. But see, no, or how it almost so pan, say a big jai choir heading, ye dregu, and you try heading, yes, say.
Yes.
So most of their funds may go there. Similar thing may be happening here too. And I think when their monies were released, and I'm talking about, the
common fund.
Yeah, the municipal assembly.
Yes.
When their monies were released, it also came with, some instructions. Say, wait, ni say, na munya day, mumfanya. So at the moment, what the assembly is going to depend on more is their IGFs.
Yes.
What you're able to generate. So, Yemisa say, so, don't make what's the level of generating, those internal funds? A bad year. Where are we getting it from? Domi market, the market, and a few other, sources. Is it enough? We must begin to have that conversation. I, for one, I'm thinking, say, I don't remember the last time, I had a bill for property rate, for instance, which could be a very huge avenue for the assembly to generate, funds to do their work. And the number of institutions, key institutions,
big ones of them.
You're paying for both MPP and NDC.
Yes.
So, and they have properties here. So imagine everybody, decides to do the right thing by paying property rates, for instance. It means we'll be able to generate enough to take care of most of these things. So I believe the assembly is doing its best. The focus, not the head, and of course, the buck stops with you.
Yes.
But we have assembly members, unit committee members, and all that. They are, immediately with the problem. How are they bringing the issues up? In what ways are they also so we can ask all these questions. But like I said, it could also be a matter of strategy. We are still in early days. That's why I gave you the axe and the tree, analogy. Somebody may take 9 minutes to sharpen that axe and just use 1 minute to bring down the tree.
But then will that also be politically right? Because in this country, that politicians, but we are proud to election year, no more starting year, no more. And at the end, the Ghanaian people have seen through the lens many times, and they've punished MPs who do that. Will you not learn from best practices where in fact, when it is available, let me do it for you regardless of the time, so that you get the benefit of the MIN, and you base your benefit to vote for me rather than trying to say on election year. Na me baba be, ebi election year cry, ebi no man to mame. Into the mention process, na say cry man to mame and me jai. That kind of thing.
But I like what you said. When it is available, Medika can say a member of parliament does a lot of lobbying. They are quota of the common fund now,
but the constituents don't know.
Oh, and they have to know.
Who tells them?
It is our duty. Say, Ajenim Bekaden Sadia, you have every right to demand, say, Yatisa Dibia Bekawon, sir. Dear now, the Yamayan, and dear now, what Yaye. Then we can begin to ask these questions.
Yes.
In other constituencies, other MPs lobby even outside the jurisdiction. Foreigners, basic hospital, basic school blocks, so it is incumbent on every member of parliament. What is your style? If what government is allocating to you as your common fund is not enough, ministers say what various ministries, you don't give them peace. You are a member of parliament. You are giving audience. You can have access to some of these NGOs and all that. How many factories do you have here in Domi Kwabenya? So naturally, you figure out what your needs are, then you begin to move according to it. the most pressing need here ndo me kwa benya sisi ya kwan me boa nti we MP na say wo to lobby bi ho anamo a infa na obekọ roads nti na say wo de bia de say wo si hwani if you are not in parliament and you get any opportunity no akotena minister no council say misrew ma shebo say ye ba ban mu a ye be say ni say ama do me kwa benya fo na me so aton so pa gusu say ye ba ban mu sit ni ye de we are also forming government. Misrew. But at least the major ones no boamina menye den. Menye bi. As at the when no is the question we need to answer now. And the resource to do it is also the next.
Okay.
Nti yemi say I say MP resource no if hifa. It comes out of major it comes out of lobbying. Because a allocation of the common fund need is
so please opposes to me say if the MP enyam fama it shows any lobbying skills na e wo fum
e bia na mre nso ka ho makọ lobby say e bia aboko bi kwan mo benya ma me minister will tell you okay I'll put it in 2026 budget and 2027 budget.
Yes.
MP no there what can you do about it again?
But is it where the difficulty lies is
because Ghana let me
only Medina bought share. Now say Medina say yeah in 2025. Now you are not doing yours in 2025. The ordinary people in your constituency would think that
but
because he's seeing another MP in your own party doing something in his constituency and you are not doing
another MP in his second term. So for all you know, or yes, I'll lobbying in his first term. Second term we na eden, akwenya na eden.
Abamano.
So you see, we need to put all these things in perspective.
But you see,
why
I want you to take the conversation to is looking at your constituents.
Yes.
Who doesn't know say MP ni lobby BB. All the constituent knows and say, oh, yes, see, we are mammy, and deliver for me. That is what I'm looking for.
Exactly. And I'm saying, and we have agreed on it too. But, baby, I am lobby now it's incumbent on her to make time to communicate that to the constituents. Say, Michelle Mobosi, me buy no so, and I'm all saying this in my den. And I'm metro. Moye if you beni. Minister of Roads say the major roads in the Obeya Mami. Now, so by the end of 2026 or beginning of 2027, communicate, carry the people along. Momo who say, and no more win a heading and a wood. Say, Nakakudro. By this time, Bona share in and will come to fruition. Then the people understand you, then they can even back you. You are getting the point. Come and let the constituents know. Because people do demonstrations every day. Because their MPs have told them, say, look, Machia and then the constituents will know and decide, say, then let's start demonstrating to put pressure on what? The roads minister. Because MPC, they so see where any watching and then we can begin to have that conversation also. So it is all about communication. Now, I'm not sure if you are getting my point.
I get you.
Maybe why the programmer, or the that media engagement to let people know what she's done so far. Promises now, but not share, and I'm which one so far. If you pass or mat don't yes, sir, or to 1 year say on your day, on your head. Now, I think a list came out of Parliament, the most punctual, members of Parliament. Not come home. I think the top 12. Yes. She was part of it. Then you said, baby, I am smart, no, or you're with mapa, or present. You're Frebia present. So if there's an opportunity as a minister, be back if you hold no man, I said, be a few hold no man. Say, Oko Parliament, DBN, you should get the opportunity to engage. Not the young don't make a for no. Or sorry, now I then, Aka. Ebia minister no office no ko kan minister no nkasa no ho a we die me babaji na ma hye be dwafi mu minister na ogina hoyi me kan mo ate do me kwabenya fo se yakwan nye ye hwe wani say as early as possible no brabe boa na ye bi mayen.
You understand that your constituency, the elite society in your constituency edoso compared to the lower class. And so for them, they understand the theatrics better. Do you arrange when to communicate, or you look at the situation in the constituency and you say, look, I need to address this thing at this time, not when I wish to do so?
Yeah, so like I'm saying, it's a matter of strategy and time. If you out or no or help pine, say you may be bedding a babuano. Sometimes it is better to have something in hand before you make certain announcements.
That's right.
Announcement. Do I get my point? It is here, if you are one monos, watching anything, or her pine say at least before she is addressing her constituents, it will be a matter of hope. Say, enche be bedding.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a matter of strategy, but hopefully, no. Of course, me sure I say by now, no. The microphone be 80. Those who are close to her, maybe listening. And
okay.
They'll bring it to our attention. Say,
Yama
is in a question.
Derek, youth organizer at Kwabenya constituency for the MPP. Derek, morning.
Morning.
So I say we're late.
So I come like you know boom.
And now saying as a Jumane pressure kakrebi. And secondly, so my baby girl no me pie kro my menko. And now come the nearby. Into in Chema. And crame bana mitie minia. I think the edikan ma mentia Ghana fo nyina na mentia do me kwabenya fo nyina. And MPP for Masechia, the constituency chairman of Dominic Abenya, Chairman Robert Osebonsu, Lawyer Sarajwa Safo, Ambassador Romaiko Kwe, and I Yenu Bashilo Ponsechi, Namechia, CEC Funi Nanso. Now, maybe I'm not the lad here, I know, say, he's been a brother for a very long time. Now, Nadia no king nano. Senka Ombeti na Supemua would have been in the best interest of Ghana and not for a political party as a whole. But Onu him. Onu a what he Ukraine Vanenya he. Oh. Now all conclude answer your kind. Or say me sure send microphoniti. Inti so muti dia ebi ombe hina so 3. Inti say Miniati ye de ne bibia inga radio no ba bebo de ru no am advice
sir
na o kona no the relationship between CEC na yi no so no onim Swerve that's it Swerve
issue home.
Oh, now the la mobile assembly work or there. Hola. Assembly work.
6 years ago.
They be ana me the law. The la near me the do. Na me pege be friend the lali. Sorry o ma worry na. Na chance me worry. Nti me kai me hu bi ana me the la na she ho.
Assembly mako. I've been there on a couple of occasions.
Oh sir. And mo MCU as idea we na on farmer no.
Oh, so you know what we're discussing.
Odim na PM and e bi na make on say many PM bet na ha asem aye kan no. You see there are issues but any day your move asem. MP ni do emi nuaba. Yes. MP bia no you need to have a sharp lobbying skills which is true. And you know me dey me crucify no for now. But the things she said prior to elections, any boss out this year for they are all watching. Fortunately for her, she came to meet a very progressive developmental na ekoso. Inti minjini say was a man yedin man. Because Ufi aboko bi ba kwan ni baby egusudu baby oba enso na boy kwan no yaye ewie a omogusu akosi comet. Ena you started gata na ewo Ablaje inside or ABC Cemetery Junction. You also started dual road no from Atomic ABC Hacho. Ewo standstill. Na you started Brekusu kwan no. and also ɛwɔ hɔ man health deɛ na yɛ start aboko bi health center no ama you see first floor into second floor na wɔsɛ yɛtoa so oba hachu health maternity ward or you see first floor oba taifa you see top no kra wie ye first and top nsuo nti ye boso e de momo o sanso eco education a o ko domi cluster of schools a 12 unit classroom block oba kwabenya SHS a 18 unit classroom block o ko taifa 6 unit classroom block oba taifa roman cluster of roman school na 12 unit classroom block so me de so oye na just obey ejuma obetimi aye pa and very fortunate for her asama no drip machines obetimi ama kwan na more trouble ayi loader mienu saa ka tanka baako o sanso wo articulator ye de twen ahwea baako mienu no loader na ye baako na grade ya ye di dwi internet say you have no excuse o ka fu wo so asem de adache yin nenim say common fan yi assembly omu receive your car no less than 7 million Ghana cedi.
So was our internally generated funds so
internally they are na person me can me nim the ekoso assembly because the whole domain market the last time ana me follow me maybe I say omu generate 5,000 a week na me na me see afim but I know the me person me can ho asem bebre all can property rate ampa na say utua property rate no you are not seeing any improvement and development ebe hadwen baby amemete time I was no me fight ya asen kasa akwan no mbeti because no mu yi gata no afa ye tio yeah but many area for no we join hands together ton hwea abo e ma assembly supporting with machine me grade so unim say assembly ni ye kwan na omo divert road no omo divert fire and ne kwan na say omo yomani o from kro bia ankramfa ahwea kakra ho na nkomo fan be fa so na nye so nye smooth kakra adam hia eduji tamakro na me ka kire no say obaye na ye say na onam so and then won so du so nto so hwe it's good but I think say assembly no needs to give engineers revenue collectors no a KPI. That is a problem we are facing as a country. Scanner there the be wodo mi kwabenya but enyu e konkrofo
enyu no konkrofo
na say the whole domain
enyu na say wo monye
na the whole domain market utimi year revenue of 5,000 a week na ye kwa na e bai
yes enkrofo gidi won
na me property rate baby amete eden ayen wie ye na ase o hwe dan na utimi ame a rate of 2,000 cedis no bi onu di dwa de bi aska ko ni botom no oje ni 50 pesos ticket na wo boa me ana say o boa o man no.
But so far for the few months close to about a year MP Neba in collaboration with the MCA and the assembly no the rate of development of saying
well say me twin cast or money but for now no I can give them 40 out of 100 that is 4 over 10 at least me who say one or two places we are almost so I think we started this dredging exercise for a very long time. This time I've seen say they are also emulating the same thing. So I can give them 40 and no crowd and say mitimo emre ewo ho pa no because me I mean said there are a lot of lapses, there are a lot of loopholes mitimi abobo so, but I feel say I would rather be lenient to them now and then focus more on next year. But said the American same dada na said the minua wala polish hu the din ono ankasa no ono onim de ekoso ono anadamfo pan so omri ayi omoyi ni sulia nti nke bia ye de ne hye bebi anka bia ono anso bete ne nka but sulia no doso yayi omoyi sulia 7 obi anso edwa
sa
ono onim de America
nyina so yes constituency
executive papa obi edwa na mpese mekin bibi no kase prior to elections, there were a lot of things that I can only say yes, they put in their best, but we gave it out. And I have reasons why I made my choice and we gave it out. We gave it out because Kasano, we had too many unforgiving spirits among ourselves. And the damn minute, we decided say we didn't want blood in this constituency. Looking at what happened at the collation center. Omoko fan krofufi asiamai ashalaja. Na omo be bowi ni wo park no so ha no mo twa kwan ni mo aba ho. No more attack. And I can show you videos of it. Make me abobodin including obi a mimi nimno. Oye penyu okroma. Ono lead that attack no. Be mrepemu no ye be kan wasem.
Yen koso ni yen hwe and then because of the time. Yen hwe budget 2026 budget. Yes, we are recovering. Our recovery, the question would be, is it to our creditors? Because you said we are still under the IMF program. Is the recovery for our creditors and now it is for the citizens of Ghana? Hola. What kind of budget?
Oh, definitely. We did tell quick one. I think we did our first show about some 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Check it out. But he's not a member of the NDC in Dominica. Inti Ninsen maybe our campaign party
official member.
Oh, to make out to that. Say the Wakani na
atism.
Only party no more be who here koso into detail and all that. No don't I be and send be a microphobic kana.
Me ke bi ama no. Oh the oye.
Why then? What be?
I woni what?
Your party no mo die.
Mesalam te wati ana.
Obi aya to abayi ni bia no is focused on ejuma e dey ahye nsa or heso age. Me pem na say aban kesi mu ho say e bia I was here you fi ha e dey ko ba bi focus mu nso a. Yeah, boss empire no say no so be ba so amai. Nti me dey no be see one sir.
Okay.
Is it a benefit for our creditors? Modern boy abo ye sika sem ho kwa no. Ama e ka ye die mpo na ye den ati aba from prekope.
That's right.
So all our debts in dollar denominations or in dollar terms ati aba from. And I'm 17 na ye de kapa. But he say about ho dia ma ati aba 10 point something.
Yes.
Ye di nkomo. Nti se nene china ye kwotua ka ye dia. Naturally I den ati aba from. So ayem faswa ema o man ma ho eden ehin han o because ka dodo na ka ye hia ye de kwakwa eden etua ka ye de ne ehunsi ho nyina no e si ati aba from. So it means ye was ka we kire I betimi dia nyama ro bibri eno no de faswa be bre Ghana for not to our creditors.
Okay.
Yeah, ye o mo tika na entenyi ye e ka ye de o mo na nsesan na mo no in terms of value anka ye be lusu because na ye see di ni enye den and menu anu mu enyina ho yie ni ntino we are no longer losing that value. Indeed, we are retaining that value. Everything we are in Yama who will be pretty. Until where they am fast so Ghana for Until they call 2024, 7th December. A call year, 2 of my buying boo ya and this buy a swap and for Swama Ghana for. You can say $1, we could manage it. Yeah, baby, we are doing that. I can't quite. It has run between 10 point something to almost about 11.
People make the argument, say, look, don't artificially want to control the rate at which the CD vis-a-vis the dollar depreciates. The money depreciating, the fact say we are not producing. And in this country till now, we are not producing Papa. We are just injecting dollars into the system. If I to gold system, then it looks and makes us feel say CD no artificial sustenance of the CD no vis-a-vis the dollar is not sustainable.
That's a wrong impression that we are not producing. Gold here. It's one of our export produce. Cocoa, oil. Who says Ghana is not producing? We could have the discussion about value addition that we could get more and all that. Say if you are gold, into jewelry and all those kind of things, I will get more value. And now I can say through gold board, there is even PMMC and so I done in will be adding more value to our gold. So Ghana is producing. Gold is one of those commodities. Cocoa and so on. And they have all seen, sharp rises in recent times. And now brains what we are doing currently and now is managing Sikani. But they are not first Sikani new fanina is why? We were told about 4 billion was the amount of gold we exported. I think 2023, 2024 or so. But on the world market, they accounted for 7 billion. It's 3 billion and nothing. And then through policies, proper policies, baby, I'm not seeking any fee na ya eden. You see what crime? Santo kuni na itu cheni na. And na ma yesi kasem ene eden. Ejina ho. Nti bibia ye Ghana. I mean, whether it is value of gold, cocoa, and all those kind of things. And you one year or 2 you nyason for sure. And the boy is sick. That's all that is happening today. 9 years and next year. Internet a dollar and the call 17. Under them, their watch. And then it is as a result of strict policy. Nyada yeso. And then yankunya. Debi. Nkrofo ya fa omedwumem e na atena se adwen ho se ye fa kwan we so a fa so se in the bed be ba o man no so e na omo ye nso we are talking about injection of
dollars into the system to the extent say edu baby na World Bank need to caution the Bank of Ghana say the rate at which they are doing intervention in our money market was becoming too much. I do across at that time Bank of Ghana withdraw that intervention a bit. If we allow the demand and supply to operate in the market, won't that rather be something sustainable than looking at injection of dollars into the money market just to make sure say your CD is having a bit of strength, whereas say it's typically cosmetics.
I'm not sure about the IMF issue of overly.
I'm talking about World Bank. The World Bank issue is
okay. Yes. So I'm saying that, of course, we are in an IMF program.
Yes.
So we are restricted, from doing certain things. World Bank is also saying the level at which we are injecting.
Yes.
But what we all need to understand is that Ghana is a sovereign country. We have our sovereignty, and we have our central bank. They are in charge of monetary policy. So, what is the value of the CD today? That's the basic question to ask. CD no. Value quantity yeah. Now yes. What's the value of the CD? And if that value of the CD runs between 10 to 12, not 17.
Okay.
Say 10 to 12 the year. Nature say at every point in time, it must stay within that point. This is very basic. Enti say net 10 the year. There is no need for central bank, which is the Bank of Ghana, to inject dollars into the system. But say China track 12 or 13, there must be an intervention. This is not even economics or anything. It is common sense. Yaya who said see na ho between 10 to 12. Until there was a way as on mine and central bank is to maintain it at that strength. That's the value. Until at every point in time, if I say track 12, there must be an intervention. It's as simple as that. And no means you who can. So it is. This is very so easy to understand. I'm saying before now, oh my, don't go masun. Some person bet here. Gentia. That's the whole problem. And now, of course, we have reserves in gold. A bono costo, and we are, stashing more gold. We are reserving gold. And no box can buy and man wait. In addition to what we are getting from outside, and then you treat your tokuni na sikani nyumfa baby ebium. Ni na boa. Ma usika na ho den eden. Now. Into woman who you know and say, obi abana so ye ni I mean, what's the issue about this? It's about the value of the money, which is between 10 and 12. So the central bank must always make that intervention to make sure that it is maintained at that level. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Finance
ministry is also taking care of the fiscal, side of it. We have structured ourselves in a way today that we are not spending recklessly. Does not mean we are not spending. We are spending. Indeed, we've actually even paid contractors. Or some of it you may be on my year and all those kind of things. You release this car for the first time. Beside all assemblies, how many times they have received, their tranches? So government is spending, just that we are spending responsibly. But you church and to crowd NSS, Ministry of Sports, 15 million. Yeah, the amount of 1,000 biane. COVID the time, and more ninkusia back. No, be according millions of CDs. In some many na can work, but not a new effort. And then you church as to kunina. So it's as simple as that. Into year boss can ho buy no. Na can so then na holding. So Ghanaians are reaping the benefit of the decision they took on 7th December 2024. It's as simple as that. With the So it is benefit to Ghanaians, not our debtors. Because on the Siganos design, it's still in the value of the dollar. But yeah, yes, it will not need too much to go and be able to pay that. And that's as a result of serious policy and yet direction and then
Derek.
Yeah, that's it.
Set budget no tea and
it's a work in progress. Now I told the Bia say the Biana Mekan. Wala is a fine gentleman. But you see, I understand him. Say he would want to play politics at any particular point in time, which Obepes obey because that is the foundation of the party. Propaganda. A key interest in NDC. Now the American said that oh yes, on NDC for buy and that project Ben potting and now at the Ben potting no more ya economy no na esini na so ayeko what be. I mean, when you talk about the gold reserve policy, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now say onye badre mawo. Say this wasn't a game changer. But today, thank God your own people are even praising the policy. PMMCI and they acquire a gold body. It was the same thing they were doing. At a point, I say gold board buy or just 2 billion. And I become Jumedia na PMC PMC were almost starting a PMC to back the economy. No, they started making a profit of 350, went to 900 million, and then acquire $1.1 million. Internet say, "Oh, can't you know? Now we can't see when $1 was 17. Now if you have been $1, you're saying dollar was 14 cedis. Obiani. We didn't even do it artificial. You inject ska into the system, and then sika you injecting now. What's now? Bank of Ghana Bekacho say they cannot account for the money. The debt exchange program now, you know, it was a bitter pill for Ghanaians to swallow, but that is the foundation of where we are today. And now, boy, economy, no, and he knows it. Or why on him, but you can excuse him because he would always want to do a propaganda because or kasama na buying. But I told the said the real economy will start next year with the NDC.
And then how can I say that?
Yes, because even they themselves know.
They've read a budget this year.
Yes.
They've gone through the budget to the year going to. In fact, the finance minister to force Senaka said, look, what he has planned to do is to look at the fiscal discipline.
And I mentioned say
we will spend
that,
but we will not spend.
I agree. Nobody has spent recklessly. To Ghana for where in this country are Ebola back Roma. Ebola. Yes, Penny say Ebola crab back kitina anka obiano. Yesike nasa. When COVID came, the kind of interventions yedi to akwem was what saved Ghana. Yes, we spent, but did we spend it in the pocket of individuals? Nenye COVID neba ya yetimi ye the e-gates a year or airport way.
But don't you also think
that me o dey meba enye COVID neba ya yetimi ye ye man free water and light. Abandon a bit more sustaining the economy. When people don't work for over a month,
but that is the real thing. And no Odysseus and Yenina would come out Ghana for in 2020
and I make sure say Debbie
and 2024 elections and the Ghanaian make a decision.
I agree. It's because Omo can send bebre not a Toronto Dawson. And the same people, they started by saying, National Cathedral, yesi, Krononkwa, but today their own Attorney General say every money that was paid was lawful. Meboa. And minister or that chieftaincy and culture no, I say they demonize the National Cathedral to the extent that they didn't see anything papibiawum. When we were renovating Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, and look at the revenue it's generating for Ghana. That is one with the American. Into the American say, I agree. It's a work in progress. Yes, or buy no, the honorable mean anta. Shall see all push it together as a Samuel or buy or continue with that program. But tia Sika Omodoko 2 District Assembly Common Fund muno. So what is omu and see one time something call Omudi tumu on the 4th of November. By 14th no more use can. Oma block your account no more use can. The big push. Or say big push yeah ma 13 billion. Were they even able to spend even 5 billion? You project be
the big push is supposed to
that
in the next budget.
Oh, there be even this no. This a Ukraine. In the first budget to read here, the big push they gave 13 billion. Check it. They gave 13 billion. Nothing has been done. You coin back. And now bisa na coin was do me kwa benya ebia coin ebeye the ebeye or amasama no and to say ha eyepe ni na eyepe. That's it eyepe. The big push no. No. You see, somebody was even asking, say, o the 13 billion o ka say 13 billion ye behu progress on our road ye hu ye and now buy also ye no what to muko 23 billion and the same old story na say o see economy na na o see yare no economy na o see yare no time ani e grow no almost 6.7 almost 7% no and e say 5.7 that's one thing the na yare no.
So are you by chance saying say under this government omunya nye bibia and
catch me say what ya
your friends say economy no ejina na so
menka so omunya hwem de me kan me say that process are shas here any what we've put in place no oba no one mesesa no otoa so and that is what governance means ube ya asutie na de ye no ye betoa so aye eno na eboa. But so say MPP for mismanage economy no. Now because say your gold reserves. Now gold reserves no why na buy. From independent near gold reserves you're saying 8 tons. And you're saying a bra MPP fi abem na saying over 30. And now buy all the same account. These are the things we should be asking ourselves. And you'll be policy and I would do. And then Temoya refinery when we sign a deal for some of these Chinese to come in and start producing oil, no, and no more producing 45,000 barrels. Almost by next year, their main focus is to do over 100,000.
No, so that is sent you.
And I make out so it is a work in progress. What I say, and then import ni be at phone because we importing cars to say brand new cars, Kia Ghana, and then yeah production wa. Toyota Ghana ye production wa ha. Tata ye production wa ha. Nissan ye production wa ha. Nti so obi anya saa nneema na. Nka saa nneema na ye nkrama. And they can cancel ye ne de. So these are the things we should be talking about. See a person of mine no ye tumponko ye nima. You need to also give credit where credit is due. Because in some ye ken nyina no. Yes, you've done your part. But obi emene nnuama bi ema na ye den se samre no be nnuama bi because ebra okwa ahonyehie mu no o take decisions bi a ene it has grown the future ema Ghana for oba development a o kan infrastructure dodo a ye see ye ene ye the results intibe dia me say ye hwe ene nam kwan so ne yeko se eya de pananka wo interject ya nka IMF enka nche se de wo ye no jai. When we're leaving office, dollar was never 17 cedis. In fact, se economy ni ye economy a enyi ayene ye nyina ye ka so MPP fo anya hwenye ene se ye kan budget ye tax ye increase tax ye 8 taxes abesum anahu se on se fu obekoso on se diesel obekoso meboa na ubeyi 2 tax na the 8 be shemu a na the problem is that uyi so a uyi emobi ehu but ye udi sebu no wako back door na okolobi ene nurse for nurse for ni teacher for about 150,000 nurses e was absorbium abanse oniska but government machinery increase for propaganda na because first 11 months
so
almost me twantro no kama nti was here increases can no mu twantro no
the finance minister made an explanation and this is what he says and let me ask you
that one face can go
who person we employing nurses for who employer mo odi on bekwan
na agenda 111 no ye wie bi
also obe wie 10
na mesi na se ye wie bi deda na de wa Ashanti region de ye wie no omutumi bro 3 that o de ya recent onu no o ka to say 3 because on na health minister na ngasa no krebe na oba ya ohun se wakanda oba ya the health minister obi a system a eye adwuma health insurance na system ni ye adwuma kama and the nurses for
and we see health insurance omo ni obi aka omo tua omo claims nyina
ana mesi obi na tua asaka no na wie ye na system ni ye adwuma wa be close na wo se wo the same system no wo di mo obi fufura ma na continue that into wo de yen fa ni say ye wie 3 no yen fa ni say ye wie 3 3 na ye wie no say na say ye wie ni ye wie police hospital o Kumasi into wo de yen ho so untimi emfa nkrofo nko into de emfa say ye wie 3 na say wo say untimi emfa nkrofo adwuma schools teacher for into person chem say schools na e wo no omo hia teacher for that's it but say all the government machinery last year you over 290 billion and net what to communication ba meaning say me nua holo mo mani bi didia ba me gidi so say odi bi anke bi be kame but anya ade o nya bi nti anya yegusu ne ye he
me time na nya so ye hwe ne
yegusu ne ye he
ba wa makwan ma there
nti me
na maka
we bubu nua bebre
me nua be ne mebubu una u tu galanse okrom na he de me ne
for 1 minute yi nua ne
1 minute
no nim said the okay what about the singing praises and hallelujah chorus or sounds your quality now
well 1 minute is not possible but
it is possible
I'll try maybe bear 1 2 or 2
it is possible
pato
me ref na gold board 202 gold board 279 million Ghana 279 million dollars na omoji no omo account for
no problem. 1 the Chinese refinery pato Ghana there
na be sent you away
good and this if you are
na say yes sign na adam to no mo dia oh there be na say untimi
2016
enya Ghana dia na adam ni PPP
ni ato crude
ye ni PPP
amato someone share refinery as if you are buying
yes
8 years MPP buy omu nya ho shi
oboa
and now me no can say by the end of this month I'm not talking about next year by the end of November Toll will start processing crude again this year once I'm not making
na say any start
na that Chinese refinery no they can close down meboa pack on nyamako
they will never
fa so be na Ghana beneficio obobo car assembly plants ni sa nyamani na why don't they exit countries every time
normal exit
na all of them can decide to exit
normal exit
oh kasana metia
oh
all of them can, so how can this be an achievement for a government say ankran kwadwuma efi baby aba be hwe wo man a wo ye dwuma a nenichina obetimi efi o man mo anywa wo de a enne ya bai to by the end of this month we'll be producing products from crude nya na papa between these two people one na papa otina ha can say me look but if I think it is basic understanding me nya no so anum so ban tie obisa a simple question onim say asan obisa na bepem na answer question
and then
what the question you ask about the debt is it a benefit for our creditors and now a benefit to mindful
no it's for the creditors
okay
Oman for benefit now
that hola what response
asema can David no but asema can me mean say Oman time bi on can but I'm telling you say
mama nkasa
okay so wakasa
you ask him a very simple question
Mateo say ya tutu nyame
very simple question say is it a benefit for our debtors ana yenye benya so faso and na me to me bo kire wo say it is about the value of the money and na you see the negina yi nti ka do anka e be hia dia akoto dollar akotua ka ye de ene ehun si ho ate aba fom wanya nkunya omo abam no mo ntinya nye nti ene Ghana for enya so faso no kra wo mo no so it is benefit to Ghanaians not to our debtors as for them their values are still the same they will take their principles and then their if anything in sihuna wo hu nyina no meje pepe but yen we don't need more cities to go buy dollars to go and pay that. And that's the difference. And it is through thoughtful policy and I say yaba. This issue about gold reserve and all those kind of things. The increment now also no. Bisane say how much of it happened in the last 10 months?
Okay.
How much of it?
Move a big can. No, just mention it. Let me go for you. Mo fe bi kran kan. Don't come and sit here. More propaganda.
So if you wait, you can 1.1 if you
now the into last 10 months now case all the 1.1 abeka obidia over independent. Now within 3 years. Within 3 years they started gold reserve policy.
What's now paying for 8 years? When you are not even shy. Obi about 10 months.
Now what's now so 19 years.
And within 10 months, nipa ya ba this kind of gain. And you are sitting here, you are making a comparison. 1%. Comparison of what? When you had access to gold, that your fake gold for oil, you know, but you'll be answering for it very soon.
Oh, look at what he's saying. You don't even know what you are talking about. That's in my point.
As can you find in changing? And look, my brother, let me tell you something. The issue about the cathedral, what the minister said was not an admission. Indeed, Attorney General Oforiatta was on the floor of Parliament. Yebisa said, "Sikano DC Cathedral no nyefi hifan." He said it was from contingency vote. That contingency vote is part of the budget that was approved by Parliament. That was what Attorney General was saying. So Oforiatta says Sikana Odeshe Cathedral no, it was from the contingency vote, and contingency is part of the budget that was approved by Parliament. Nobody has exonerated Nanado or anybody. First audit about Besing. Now we are doing forensic audit on the cathedral and check Nanado, his immunity will be broken. You answer for the cathedral. Oh, wait, 1 second.
Now one Kasabebri. That's it. You see, I'm daring him. Say within the 4 years.
Yes.
There is no way or any way I'll bet within another Akojina. 1, 2, Yeti Chroma, and OSP won't be on them.
I don't know, man.
Now to say, Wakoya, Ninsem Nibiami is you. Unti. Oh, there be Nasa one kind of defamation into a bit. What I say? The first will be yes. Now, Miniati, or Casa, and I, Yahon, Dino, you know, Kojum. So we see Canania on there. And you can say, Yatunia, maybe you never send me tofu. Yatum. Na tractor driver for no. Omo to mu I was there.
What did I say? And I Yatum na saying.
Nafu me my friend job 14 cities.
And they saying.
And 12 cities. No, and 12.3.
And you new mpo.
And I case gold. Yeah. Maybe gold reserve policy. Gold reserve policy. You're starting in that bank. That you're starting that bank. Gold reserve policy. You're starting in that bank. Yeah, bank. 2022. And you're starting here.
Who told you that?
Another. You're starting here.
Ghana was reserving gold before you came to power.
Ghana was reserving gold, but the whole gold they are reserving from the time I moved in 19 years. Me see for the time. Meba. That's it. Oh, meba.
Was in existence.
It was, but we were not doing it. We were not practicing it. It moved in 19 years.
So
meba that's it. Oh, man. Moved in 19 years. 19 years for them. Ebedi 8 years. Esambedi 4 years. All in all, it was 8 tons. Just 3 years.
And you go.
Obidi 22 point something tons abeka one.
I
don't know say
hold
there. 1 ton.
Finance minister never said.
One into hold there say every year we had 1 ton na kan one catch say or the 4. No, but what they cannot absorb them.
150,000.
Oh, that's it.
On to me for 2026 budget.
Olali, the end that's my